Members, before you use a bill that's a result of constituent issues that we were seeing for years in Florida in the private water utility market, consumers have complained that the systems were set up so that companies whose business model was maybe to buy dilapidated systems, invest a lot of capital, and pass on aggressive, albeit legal, rate increases were not providing the quality product at a reasonable rate. And so I embarked on a 7-month mission to try and right those wrongs as I saw them. But as it turns out, the private water industry is hard to address without triggering a lot of unintended consequences. So give you a little heads up on some of the things I tried to do, but were either turned out to be unconstitutional, confiscatory. I ran into all sorts of issues. So tried to use customer complaints as a factor for rate increases, much like a private business would do. If the PSC was receiving a ton of complaints, maybe we could tie that to the rate returns or the rate cases that were being presented. However, that turns out that's unconstitutionally shifts the burden of proof from the complainant to the PSC and to the utility, and then provided that the utility cannot recover the expense even if they were proved to be right. So that tenant blew up. We tried to address right of first refusal language for when there's an abandoned system and the county comes and takes over. But turns out that constrains one's constitutional right to buy, own, and sell property, so that had to be stripped out. We tried to stab at the jurisdiction of various water management districts with regard to imposing tiered rate structures, but that turned out to create a tremendous inequity among private and public utilities. So we're down to a committee because turns out I don't know everything there is to know about a private utility, water utility area. And so what we've done is we've created a study committee. In the study committee, you can see the composition of the members in the amendment is really bringing all stakeholders to the table to say, listen, we've got a problem in Florida. It's a complicated issue. We need to be able to bring together all the stakeholders to solve it. And so my commitment to this is that whatever the study commission produces, and hopefully, and I said it in the last committee, Lord willing, re-election, have agreed that whatever they produce, I will happily use one of my bill spots next year to help try and address that inequity. So this is an ongoing project for my constituents, for me, to try and address a perceived an actual inequity in the marketplace, and would love to have your support in at least producing this commission so that we have some mechanism by which to address this for our constituents. And be happy to take up the amendment, Chairman.